Welcome back to the channel, Rad Truck Works. Today we're going to be doing our 1-month review of the WorkSport AL3 Pro. So the WorkSport AL3 Pro, if you watched our install video, we really had very positive first impressions. The cover is great. It installs very easily, but most importantly, we like the way that it's how it is designed with the simple latch. But if you remember, we had kind of talked about how the cover had some abilities here that could be lifted up. And then we found out that our truck had a previous cover on it that created some rail indentation. So what we found with our WorkSport AL3 Pro is that water was getting in. Unfortunately, we did have to add cap tape. It's just this thin foam tape that we use when we install fiberglass caps, just to try to help keep the bed dry. That's mostly a truck design flaw with that damaged rail, not necessarily a WorkSport AL3 Pro issue. But the best part about this whole interaction with WorkSport back and forth and telling them and through this install video is that we've built a pretty good relationship with WorkSport. They have taken our feedback. They actually did an on-site visit. We talked about the new up-and-coming AL4 and what it's going to look like, and we're very excited for those changes as it addresses most of the pain points that we expressed with this cover. But all in all, 30 days with some slight adjustments. It's doing very well. Mavericks are unique in that they are a unibody. There really is nowhere for water to go once it hits this back glass. So a little bit of water there, and as this foam tape has worn in over time, it's creating indentations that's kind of letting water filter in every once in a while. But all in all, we're still very impressed with the WorkSport cover, the quality. We've talked with them about this aluminum piece that's made in-house. Out of one piece, it's bent. The strength is there. The hidden seals are there. The latches are sturdy. Everything about this cover is what we want from a cover, except for that waterproof. Right now, it's just not there with this top mount design on this truck. We look forward to putting an AL3 on an F-150. We have a few customers out there that are doing some real world tests for us right now, so we can get some feedback on it. But all in all, would recommend AL3 Pro. Great price, easy install, and it looks fantastic. 303, so just general maintenance on covers. This could have used a wash before, kind of wipe it down first. But then 303 on a microfiber, wipe it down. Just provides some UV care as this cover sits outside all the time. So put it on, dry side, kind of just buff it out. We'll do that to the rest of the panels. I pull up in LA with the $10, everything on free, $14 All right. 303 not only is it great for your cover, if you have any of these plastic pieces on your truck, it'll help bring back some of that shine. It's also great to keep new plastics looking new, and putting that UV protectant on there. So The sun's not going to fade it. With all these new trucks on the road today, there's tons of plastic bed rail caps, plastic wheel arches, mud flaps, bumper protectors, door handles. So you really have a one-stop solution with this 303. It's really the only product you need for most modern day trucks for UV care. All right, let's see how long it takes Matt to make it dirty. Folds back on itself. If you want to drive with it in the open position, it'll fold one more time and it must be buckled. Great for you went to Costco and your wife found a chair and now you have to come home with it.
You sound like you're speaking from experience.
No, no.
That's not a full bed access. That's a 3/4 bed access.
I didn't say full bed.
You said when your wife comes home with a chair to Costco, that's how we talked about the AL4 will have.
Yeah, but you can do a chair. You can't have a refrigerator.
Right.
I mean, you can get one chair.
One chair.
One chair.
One chair.
Yeah.
I saw you reaching and I was like, he's going for that fourth thing that doesn't open yet.
No, I was going to take it on. Now that's going to be my fault that I don't pay him enough for beer or golf, so I don't really want to talk about that.
Just saying.
But if you're in this open position, it's buckled, it's solid, it's not going to go anywhere. Simple operation. Come back to close it. Remember, this panel does not lock, which was one of our complaints, but this panel does. Our cover is awfully tight, which could use a little bit of adjustment, but since we do have that cap tape, all right, there we go, nice and tight. I don't really want to adjust it too much higher because then I'm going to lose that water. So I would rather fight with it a little bit to have the best seal. But tailgate open, shut, without having to open it. Great for those quick access items, open and shut tailgate. So all in all, WorkSport AL3, still recommend. Looking forward to doing some more real world testing on it.
Matt, this is your truck. Are you happy with it?
Yeah, I'm happy with the cover itself and with the overall the customer service from WorkSport has been fantastic. The whole team.
Yeah, you've kind of talked to them all. That you got to stop by for your.
I didn't even ask them to stop by. They actually sent somebody, their head of their sales came down to speak with us just to go over issues we have with the AL3 and to go over what's coming out with the AL4. And we're really excited for full bed access with the AL3 only having 3/4 access. But they had already had things in place to correct what we found were the flaws, or if you want to call them flaws, but like misses for people who do it every day. The average consumer doesn't install a million covers like we do here. They don't see the pluses and the negatives. They've done a really good job of getting the best of every cover out there and using their parts and what they've figured out fails and not put it in their cover. So yeah, I'm extremely pleased with the cover.
Yep, and what we found is it may say 2-year warranty, but it's going to be lifetime support. So if something happens, they're going to be there to support, number one, their installers, but number two, their customers. So if you need replacement parts or something does go wrong, you're not going to be told, sorry, out of luck. Warranty is just covering workmanship issues, manufacturer defects, defects within the supplies themselves. So all those would present themselves within the 2 years.
They're 3-year.
3-year.
3-year standard warranty on them. There is warranty available for purchase, and we are working out a deal with them on that for our install, for if we install them, but more details on that will be down the pipe.
You're pretty picky about your hats. Is it just coincidence that you have a WorkSport hat, or do you like this cover that much?
I do. I actually requested the hat from WorkSport because I told them that I had
You've
no
been
problem.
like fangirling over.
I have.
Pretty
I
hard.
really
Like,
have been fangirling over
You're
them
holding back
because
your smile right now because how much
their product's good and their staff is incredible.
Yeah.
Their
But
sales,
you said that from day one, from when you
Yes.
first talked to them.
From one random phone call in, I've been in pretty constant communication with them 2-3 times a week with just random questions. They helped us today with a customer who had put stuff on our YouTube channel on our first video, and they were like, hey, let us issue a real from WorkSport answer. And they were quick to send back a response, and we were able to help out that customer with his questions.
Yeah.
So yeah, the company itself is fantastic. The cover works great. The price point is great. Anything that saves money and still reliable is pretty much what we're all about. We don't like to install junk, and most lower priced covers are junk, and we
Where
won't
do
do
they need
them.
to go to get a WorkSport AL3 installed?
Oh, Brad Truckworks. It's on the
Perfect.
place.
There you go. All right.
Please remember, like and subscribe. Rad Truckworks. What are your opinions on it?
I have the only complaints that I honestly have about it are self-inflicted complaints. Because we had to do the cap tape, this side does not shut without being forced down like your cap on your glass.
Oh, so
It
I
doesn't
could.
latch as much.
Okay, so we could adjust the
We could
latch.
adjust the latch to bring it up. I still have the leak up front
Yeah.
because of what the vehicle is. Other than that, I have no real complaints about it at all.
Okay.
It still works the way it's supposed to work. So like I've never driven with it open.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, the fact that we had to do this sucks, but it works.
Was that from the previous cap?
That's because of the previous cap with the rails being bent. We had to put cap tape down because it was leaking. And it doesn't work that way, but you can see from how it latches down, we may have to replace the cap tape every so often because it is compacted all the time. Probably wouldn't have to if I left it open more often, but when you look at the cap tape like inside, you can see how smushed down it is.
Well, that's what cap tape does.
Right, but it's like I'm
Yeah.
starting to get a groove here where it actually is going under this channel piece,
Oh.
this attachment piece. So I'm creating a way for water in.
Okay.